Greetings, folks. I am MLH, and today we are talking about Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem, and specifically the current skill trees. And this video is specifically for Alpha Patch 0.5.0.5c. So let's get right into it. There are 5 basic starter builds to choose from. First, you have the Thief, the Guardian, the Arcanist, Legionary, and the Hunter. We're going to go over each of these in separate videos and explain the class defining skills you can take. So with that said, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing we need to know is that your skills are controlled by what is called the Gates of Fate. And so if you want to do a skill reset, or you want to use all options of the skill menu, you need to be at a Gates of Fate to do so. Now you can select here, and this opens up what they call the Gates of Fate, but when in here all you can do is select skills. These wheels each can be rotated. You can select them and you can rotate them, but you can only rotate them if you are actually accessing them through the Gates of Fate in the game, and there are numerous places you can do this. So we're going to do this here, and so just to give you a visual what that looks like, if you select the inner one and then go to either of these 2 arrows, you can rotate, and from there you can then select the next outer layer and you can rotate around, and then you can select the next layer. And currently in the 3rd layer, all they have is one set built out. And I'm not sure why it's not rotating. Oh, because I'm selected on the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so they only have one of them built out currently in this alpha patch. And then, of course, they have the last one. So you can see you have the potential to really make some crazy sort of different combinations and so forth. So that is the basics of how the skill trees work, and now we will go ahead and get directly into the individual classes. Alright folks, let's get right into the Hunter. Now, arguably the Hunter in this patch is the strongest class in the game. And the reason is it has something in its opening tree that no other class has, and that is a second active skill. So we'll get into that here in a second, but it's pretty interesting to see how much just the addition of a second active skill can make a difference. So the Hunter unlocks the following active skill: Hunting Ground. Leaves a trap at your feet which deploys when enemies approach, snaring them and inflicting physical damage to them. Uses charges which are generated over time. You can only have a limited number of traps in the world at the same time, and placing a new trap on the ground beyond the maximum number will remove the oldest one. Makes perfect sense. Think like Diablo 2 Traps Assassin, or WoW for hunters with ice traps and freeze traps and all that sort of stuff. You can only have so many, and then the old ones go away. Alright, so we're just going to take the first skill. Oh, sorry, got to take this guy. Just going to take the first generic skill, and then this is going to bring us to our first minor. Headhunter. 10% to attack speed, spell casting speed, and movement speed for 25 seconds each time you kill an uncommon enemy. Okay, so common enemies look just like that. They look common. Uncommon enemies have a glow around them, and they may be sparkly or different colors or what have you. And then you have think of them like elites for other games like Diablo 2. And then bosses look completely different and have a different crossbar as well. So yeah, that's a 10% buff to everything basically for 30 seconds, 25 seconds after you kill an enemy, an uncommon. So that's a faster way to move from elite pack to elite pack, or uncommon pack to uncommon pack. I'll have to get used to the verbiage here. Okay, so we got a couple of basics here, and oh, I didn't take it yet. Alright, so we'll just take that guy so we can get to the next minor. Strategist. 100% rage generated on the first hit with melee and ranged weapons when you are not in a fight. So engaging a fight when you're at full Umbra and you start, as soon as you hit that first attack, you're at 100% rage, which is what most of your hunter skills are based on. Pretty awesome. So yes, please, we're going to definitely take that. And then we get to the next active skill. And I want you to note that the initial graphic that's used to take these that have an active skill have this exterior circle design here, the wavy kind of thing. And then like your minor ones have a little bit of design around them, and then the major ones have this extra, like, really grab your attention. Well, active skills all have this kind of design. So it's an easy way to see very quickly into a tree, and this is the only tree that has one of these aside from the initial one. So what does this one do? It's pretty overpowered. Impairing shots. Unlocks the following active skill, Impairing Ammunition. Cycle through different ammunition and give your shots special effects. Uses charges, which are generated with time. Use the spell to cycle through toxic, serrated, and sharp shots. Toxic shots inflict poison to enemies. Serrated shots inflict bleeding to enemies. Sharp shots have increased critical damage and chance. Wow. So you can at will see an enemy that has a weakness to something and change your ammunition in your ranged weapon to do the most damage. That is pretty OP, and it plays that way. So we're definitely taking that. Directly to the left and right, we have... nope, we don't. Those are just standards. And so let's see, following along. So this one is not in the game yet, but that's going to be another minor. So we don't know what that's going to be. We come over here to the other side and we have a minor, so let's get there. And this minor, crippled. 5% to critical chance with weapons and spells against immobilized enemies. So hitting them with some sort of freeze or stun is going to give you an additional 5% crit chance. Yes, please. Okay. Now we want to get back to this major, so we're going to take this one, and the next major. Meticulous Killer. +1 to critical damage with weapons for 8 seconds each time you shoot the same enemy with ranged weapons. Stack up to 10 times. Resets when you change targets. So you can get a 10% critical damage boost if you are staying on the same enemy for 10 shots in a row. Perfect for bosses or high health pool mobs. So absolutely going to take that every time. Cold-Blooded allows you to conserve the Meticulous Killer stacks if your target dies. Oh, okay, so we built onto it. So now if the target dies, I only hit it 8 times, and I had 8% damage buff, and it dies, and I switch targets, I don't lose my stacks. I get to continue them on to the next. So now it pays you to single target DPS one at a time and keep that 10% damage boost. You should kill faster. Yeah, we're going to take that because that'll happen passively whether we mean to do it or not, right? Hunter has so many minor skills plus the active skill. It's crazy. All right, next one. Precise Shot. 3% crit chance on weapons for 3 seconds with a ranged weapon equipped when you are immobile. Stackable 10 times. Resets if you do a critical strike. Okay, so basically you're just stacking up to a 30% crit chance, critical hit chance until you crit. So it's going to increase how often you crit. And it says when you are immobile. So that's if you're being snared or stunned or what have you or can't move. Gonna take that for sure. Imbued Charge. Hunting Ground, which is your starter skill now. Traps make use of your active ammunitions when they explode. Oh my goodness. So keep in mind, your hunting ground before, what did it say? Right? Does physical damage to them. Well now, if you have impairing shots, now your hunting ground does either toxic or bleed or increased crit damage and chance. Yeah, I think we'll take that. Coming from the other side, we'll take this one that doesn't go anywhere, and we'll take this guy. Aggravated Shots. A 10% chance to inflict a 7-second bleed on crit strikes. Yep, without question. And Killing Floor. When activated, Hunting Ground, now that's your signature skill, traps leave an area on the ground which inflict frailty stacks to nearby enemies. So that's going to make them even weaker. Yeah. And then One Shot. Critical strikes have a small chance to instantly kill common enemies. With all the other critical stacking, and you can basically start one-shotting things. So as you can see, the Hunter tree currently is the most well-rounded out. It has the most skills that you can choose from, and they all work very, very well together. So that's what we got for Hunter, and we'll see you in the next one. So I am a new streamer, and if you like what you see, and a new YouTuber for that matter, if you like what you see, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. Maybe a share would be an amazing blessing to me. Leave some comments below. What do you think about Wolcen and where it's going right now? Does it have the bones needed to be the next ARPG that would kind of change the genre? And then if you'd like to check me out on my Twitch, I have a link below as well, and I would love to see you there. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.